Okay, welcome to my workshop, and this is my studio here. So today I'll be giving out the instruction packs of how to insert a bobbin, wind a bobbin, thread a machine, change the needle and change the presser foot on the machine. In your instruction packs you will be given those instructions as well as the colour chart alongside with instructions on how to sew the type of lace you'll be making, either web lace or flower lace. Okay. So I'm going to give you about a 10-minute demonstration on how to wind a bobbin, thread a machine, set the machine up for free motion stitch, as well as every other little bits and pieces. So this is where you plug the machine in here for the pedal, and this is the electrical cord where you plug it in here. The spike here is called a spike, and this is where the thread sits. So you pop your thread on there like so. Okay, so I'm going to teach you first of all how to wind a bobbin. So this is your bobbin here, and this is called a bobbin case. So what you do, first of all, is you pop your bobbin on top of this spool here and push it into it clicks. You then get your thread here, can you see it? And then there's this knob here, and you wind it round clockwise, like so. I'll show you again. So, you put it like that, and then round like so. You then wind the thread round anti-clockwise onto the bobbin and cut off the remaining thread. Same with that. Once that's wound on, you then push this here, the automatic bobbin winder, and let it wind until it's filled. This will automatically turn off once it's done. So that means it's done. You then lift the bobbin off and use the thread cutter to cut the thread. Okay, so for now putting your bobbin into the bobbin case, the thread needs to go in a clockwise motion, so it creates a 6. Place it into the bobbin so it's still creating a bobbin case, so like so. You then pull it thread round till it meets that intersection there and thread it like so until it meets that T section there. So once that is threaded, making sure that this needle here is up as far as it goes, you pull the lever out like so and pop it into its holder here and push it in until it clicks. Hear that clicking sound? Like so. Okay, so now for threading up the machine. You just keep it on here. There's a section here that you loop it round. So you thread it through the back looper, bring it forward, follow the arrows, bring it down, and then bring it back up until it hooks into the looper, then bring it down, and then bring it to this lever here, like so. Then there is another place, another hook here, hook it, and then wet the end of the thread and thread it through the eye of the needle, like so. To change the needle, turn the style here, and remove the needle like that. When replacing the needle has a flat back. That flat back sits at the back of the machine, making sure that the eye of the needle is facing you. So we'll just re-thread that now. Like so. Okay, so for what we're creating today, we need to change, this is just the standard machine presser foot. We need to change it to the free motion foot or either the darning foot. So to change it, there is a lever just behind here. Push it up and pull it off like so. This is the darning foot or free motion foot, and you pop it on in there like that and push the lever back down. So then you have a free moving. So that was my demonstration on how to thread a machine. It's a bit shorter than I thought, but does anyone have any questions, or would anyone like me to go over anything again?
May you please go over that again, because I can't quite remember it.
So twice is a good idea?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll do that again for you now. So this fabric here is called the wash away, and this is what you'll be using to create the lace. So you have an embroidery hoop here, there's an outer piece and an inner piece to the embroidery hoop. You pop the inner piece on the table, flat, and then you place your wash away over the top of it. You get the outer piece and pop it on and push it on nice and gently. Then you feel how, whether it's tight or whether it isn't. If it isn't tight enough, there's this here, and you just tighten it. Make it nice and tight. Pull it so it's nice and tight again. And then you have your setup for the wash away. So we're going to start making our free motion lace, which is also known as the web lace. So we're going to take it over to the machine. We're going to turn our machine on. And we're going to turn at the moment, as you can see, the dog feed is still on. Now we want to turn that off to be able to do the free motion stitch. So to turn that off, there's a button on the machine that you press in. And as you can see, the dog feed has been turned off. That stops the fabric from moving just through one way. It can go all over the place. You then take your wash away in the embroidery hoop and have the fabric so that it's touching the bottom. So you pop it in like this. As you can see, the fabric is touching the bottom and you've got all the space to work in. You then lower the foot using the lever at the back, or in some cases some machines have a knee lift. You then lower the needle and you use the pedal on the ground to set how fast you want to go, and just put your foot down and keep sewing. To create the free motion lace, you just go all over the place wherever you like. Zoom in. Zoom in. Now, for this lace, you need it to be nice and dense. As you can see, it's a bit hard to see actually. It's very dense. Now, if it's not dense enough, when you wash away the fabric, all the thread will just pull apart. So you want to make sure that the thread overlocks with each other quite nicely. And keep going until you're done. So once we've finished covering the wash away, I'm just going to be doing this little part for now, is we want to get a pair of fabric scissors and we want to cut around the lace, leaving a good 1 centimetre. This is so that when we wash it away, we're not getting a lot of glue in the water, because if there's too much glue in the water, it will cause the lace to become much harder than it needs to be. So cut around it like so. So fill the sink up with warm or lukewarm water, not hot, because hot water will cause the lace to shrink. Once full, lay out pieces of paper towel onto the bench or even a towel so that afterwards we can dry it. We then get our piece of lace, like so, and pop it into the warm water. Let it sit in there for a teeny little bit, and then just start using your hands and washing it through. Just gently scrubbing it. Well, not scrubbing it, dabbing it. You need to make sure it's washed thoroughly, otherwise later on when it's dry you'll find that it will go all hard and stiff if the glue is not removed enough. If it's the case that it's still too hard, later on you can pop it back in the water and just wash it again. As you can see, it's all washed out and you've got a beautiful piece of lace. You then leave it on a paper towel or towel to dry for about 12 hours. Okay, so our next lace that we're going to be making is the flower lace. So in your packs you'll already have the wash away with the pre-drawn print on it. So when you're doing the lace, we're going to be sewing each circle individually, going round it about 10 to 12 times, making sure that it's dense. When you sew round it, you sew over it and over and over on the same spot. So first of all, we're going to pop it into the embroidery hoop, like so, just how I've explained to you in the previous workshop. Pop it in there like that, and then we're then going to take it over to the machine and go around each circle like so. Okay, as you can see there, each stitch is overlapped each other and it's all nice and dense. So once we've done the next one, we just carry on sewing round to the next one and do the same thing again. But when you do the next flower, you need to make sure that the petals overlap so that they're joined together, and when they're washed away, they won't fall apart. Okay, so just as you can see there that they're overlapped. You keep doing each flower, and then when you get to the next flower, the points here when you're sewing, they should overlap each other as well, just very similar to the petals. Each flower should take between 10 to 15 minutes depending on how fast you go. So if you're unsure of what to do, refer to your instruction manual. In your instruction manual I have diagrams and examples how the lace should look for each petal.